Hello, Michael. Thank you so much for your presentation today and for talking to us here today. I just have a couple questions that I think will be very beneficial for the young people present here today and the people looking at us at the website. So first, why did you wish to work for the United Nations? What inspired you to work for the UN?
I was inspired to work with the UN because I studied international law. And in reading the UN Charter, what struck me was that it codifies compassion. It assumes that compassion will be a premise for the governance of nations and peoples. It assumes that compassion and caring will play a role in foreign policy. When you strip it all away, that is what it means. And that realization hit me quite hard. And I thought, what a wonderful way to spend one's life. There was a second motivation, a more personal. I was homesick, really very homesick. And I happened to be working at the university I worked in with a publication in human rights. And I run across the fact that refugees are protected by international law. They are protected. They do not have a home. They've lost their home. And they are still protected. And here I was, just feeling homesick because I couldn't go back to Ghana. And I imagined myself that there would be some kind of an international way to support people who have that emotional connection with home and are missing. So those are the two, more personal and slightly more legalistic. And I think, and it has been fulfilling in that regard. As I said in my speech, it is a little bit frustrating sometimes, a little stressful, but it is ultimately extremely rewarding.
Yes, I'm really glad to hear that. And then the last question is, what role do you think young people can play in advancing the mission and goals of the United Nations?
I think young people have in their hands the future of the world, and the United Nations is essential to the future of the world as well. And I think that connection between what the United Nations stands for, aspires to do, and how this world can survive the crises and upheavals that seem to be because the principles are universal, the worth and dignity of every human being, and their right to protection, their right to development, and the need for nations to be peace-loving at all times, including during disputes, and the obligation of nations to seek peaceful resolution of all their disputes by political means and not by military means. This is a creed that anyone everywhere can identify with, and I think young people will find that it resonates with them. I believe that that is how the connection can happen between young people and the United Nations.
Yes, great. Thank you so much for your time today.